Again, I'd like to say good evening, everyone, and welcome. Thank you again. Good evening, everyone. Again, I'm so thankful and so grateful. I have again this great opportunity to be with you all and discussing the teaching of the Buddha Dharma according to my capabilities. So I'm very grateful for that opportunity. So for that reason, I'd like to thank you to everyone for participating and coming and gathering and organize also this teaching by the famous Buddhist Center in Poland, and as well as Nyingmapa Center in Poland. And I'm so grateful, thankful all you and friends and all the members and everyone who participated and supported to activate this event. And so thank you again. Good evening and thank you very much everyone. Okay. Now we will talk about the Buddha teaching, and that's what you came here, and that's what I'm here. So we talk about the Buddha teaching. But in order to begin the Buddha teaching or the practices in the Buddhism, what in the Buddha taught, there are three things: starting the teaching, contemplating on the teaching, and meditating in the practice on the teachings. That is what is when we do practice or when we do follow the teaching of the Buddha Dharma. We do these three things. These are known as also three wisdoms. Wisdom that comes from the studying, wisdom that comes from the contemplating and reflecting teaching and analyzing, and then wisdom that comes from practice and meditation, comes from that. In order to begin any of those, first we should correct our beautiful motivations. Generally, we all have beautiful motivation. You all come here to like to learn the Buddha teaching, like to know what is about the Buddha teaching and meditation. What is the generally the Buddha teaching is nothing but one's own true nature. Your true nature, my true nature, that was the nature of everything. That's what the Buddha Shakyamuni expressed and pointed out. Buddha didn't tell anything other than what nature it is. What is nature of you and me is the nature of your mind, my mind, which is known as then loving kindness, compassion, joy and appreciation. Understanding where things are exactly as it is on a relative level and as well as absolute level. Bring exactly as it is, not understated, not overstated, exactly as it is. That simple, direct teaching is the teaching of the Buddha. That's nothing else. That direct, simple, that is your nature and my nature. That is what we're going to activate it going forward. Not let the saying underneath mix of the duality and the fabrication habit patterns. We like to reveal, bring up that from completely from, as it is shining from the bottom, we like to bring that on the surface, radiating that every directions. That started right now with you. What are those? Those are known as bring more joy, more appreciations. Joy and appreciations and bodhicitta. Kindness and compassion toward all living beings without any discriminations. Then understand exactly where things are in reality or ultimate levels. That is known as Vajrayana practice, Vajrayana teachings. We following that. Which means according to Vajrayana teaching, everything is enlightened status. There's nothing that is not enlightened. Everything is enlightened. Enlightened is not something strange. We're making new things. It's not there. We're revealing that nature exactly as it is. That is, for that reason, when we reflect the teaching, when we're starting the teaching, reflecting the teaching, meditating the practice of the teaching, always in the teaching said, bring out the beautiful motivation. That motivation is, that's to start our enlightenment, our bring up nature. That starts with joy and appreciations. Joy and appreciations. Joy and appreciation is very important. We have so many reasons to feel joy and appreciations. This is again, I always tell that, and my brother, beloved teacher, Khenchen Palden Sherab Rinpoche, he also used to always remind me again and again. We have so many things to celebrate the joy and appreciate it. Many times we're missing the point. We're looking always outside, looking, that what we have really don't kind of appreciate and recognize that and acknowledge that. We have to acknowledge, we have to appreciate and reflect on that. So bring more joy and appreciation, both the spiritual level and as well as worldly level. World level, everything, we have a lot of reason to be joy and appreciated. We are all in one of the best countries on this earth. Prosperity, peace, freedom, all that. Beautiful days. We are this beautiful country. And therefore we have reason to be joy and appreciated. Spiritual level in the Buddha's teaching said, if you read the Buddha's teaching, we have 18 luxurious qualities. 18 luxurious qualities. We have 10 freedoms, 10 luxuries. This is not just a accidental, any of those accidental. Truly we have beautiful cause and condition, circumstances, both of that situation, very, very prosperity, very abundance of luxuries, both worldly level and spiritual level, Dharma level. Therefore, joy and appreciation is something beautiful, that this is something we did in the past, good things. And now we should continue that, even activate and glorify what we did past, bring more even better and beautiful that, and where our future will be beautiful, brightest. Future is dependent upon now. Now is the foundation of the future, what we like to do that. That's what Buddha, gracious teacher, Buddha Shakyamuni pointed out again and again times. We should take care of now. Now is the time. Now is in our control. Past is past. We don't really have any control too much. Future is upcoming things. We don't have too much control. But present is in our hand, reach status. We have every kind of like situation and circumstance to make this present beautiful. It's in your hand. It's in my hand. Therefore, we have the great freedom and favorable conditions that we really have. Therefore, bring joy and appreciations. It's very, very important. That is the foundation of the practice. That is the foundation of the Dharma. Dharma and spiritual. Whoever have the joy and appreciation, that brings calm and peaceful and a nice happiness. That's what we want. We want peace and harmony and happiness. And that starts with the joy and appreciations. That's so important. Second thing is so important things, we must extend our beautiful qualities, beautiful attitude, known as bodhicitta. Many of you know bodhicitta. And kindness is compassion of all living beings. Even we have such beautiful qualities, even they have such beautiful qualities, many of them don't recognize, still they are suffering, still they are struggling, still they are completely spoiling their goodness things by their own misdeeds, spoiling. What is that? That is known as the Buddha's teaching, unknowing situations, ignorance. And that, so many things happening. And then plus there's so many beings who are really having a lot of difficulty, troubles. So really sincerely bring more loving kindness, compassion, thought, and aspirations, wish everyone's joy and happy peace. No more or trouble, difficulty, cause of trouble or difficulty may extend immediately, bring more joy and peace, happiness, not just the joy and peace for time being, but continue the joy and peace, happiness, all the way until they discover their completely innate pure natures. Wishing that strongly in the heart and mind, known as bodhicittas. And then Vajrayana teachings is already enlightened. That also should bring, because what we're going to discuss tonight is Vajrayana teachings. Teachings, we should kind of started that right now. It's not just like kind of wait until some time. Now is so important. Started that kind of activate qualities now. And therefore, again, all is enlightened. What is in the universe, in the world outside or there is a form, sound, and mind, or the space. There's only three things. There's nothing more than that. Whatever is form, sound, and mind and space, or mind. These are only three things. And form is enlightened status. Form is enlightened, in the way, according to Vajrayana teaching, is enlightened. Form started from Dharmakaya. Great emptiness started. Form is not just came like that form. It's display of the emptiness, the Dharmakaya. Therefore, it is enlightened forms. Therefore, in the Vajrayana teaching, often you say Vajra forms, Vajra bodies. Vajra is enlightened status. And the sound is also the same thing. Come from the Dharmakaya, great emptiness. So it's enlightened status. And mind and space is already enlightened also. It comes from the emptiness. It's a reflection of the display of from all that from the Dharma Dhatu or Dharmakaya in the emptiness status. Therefore, it is enlightened state. Everything is enlightened status. Only our duality fabrication kind of blocked that reality of the nature where things are kind of like block, duality become as like a curtain between the way reality is and where our mind is seeing, and then just completely blocked, completely blurred. Otherwise, it is everything is enlightened state. So those kind of attitude or those motivation is very important to bring up. That now with this thought, what we're going to discuss here in the teaching. Now is the teaching of the Buddha Shakyamuni, of course. Buddha Shakyamuni, who came to 2,600 years ago, and he gave varieties of the teachings that according really suits with individualists, different individualists. Those all teachings are known as Nyingmapa teachings. 9 different levels of the individualists, their readiness, according to their readiness, Buddha kind of like taught those different 9 level teachings. It's like kind of big buffet styles, the buffet. And there's a big banquet of the buffet layout, and whatever you like to eat, you can eat that. So it's not just a forced one food to everyone, but according to whatever you like. If you like to only eat salad, there is a salad to eat. If you like to eat like kind of fruit only, there is fruit. If you like to eat chocolate, there is a chocolate, and cream cheese, and cheesecake. And all that. And then you have to eat like pastas. There is pastas. And then you like to eat rice, chapati, or the tortilla, and whatever you like to eat. And vegetarian, non-vegetarian, all the big banquet buffet that in a way really similar that Buddha displayed. Those old teachings are known as Nyingmapa teachings. 9. And all lead to the enlightenment. Every teaching of what Buddha gave is teaching with enlightenment. What are all those, what the nature of every teaching is non-violence, it is truth, loving kindness, compassion, and kindness, courage, commitment, and that is really the teachings. And discover that nature, ignited that nature to the other beings so that everyone find their nature, their ground, their basic goodness. Find, and that is the all teachings, all Buddha lay out. And there's all teachings are then, this, as I said, Nyingmapa teachings. Among the Nyingmapa teaching, this tonight what we're going to talk is the teachings on the ninth teaching is the highest teaching, deepest teaching, more direct teaching to the true nature of where things are. Others are like kind of Buddha give according their readiness. So there is, again, need to go, need to explore. But 9th teaching is the direct, the profound teaching. And 9th teaching is known as then Maha-Ati teachings. Ati Yoga teaching, or Maha-Ati, and a common name is known as the Dzogchen teachings. So that is the 9 Nyingmapa teachings, Dzogchen teachings. Now, Dzogchen teaching, I will talk briefly kind of history. I think it's a need to tell a little bit stories. Generally, when Buddha Shakyamuni give these Dzogchen teachings, Dzogchen teaching Buddha did not give Dzogchen teaching in the form of the Buddhas that, as we always see the statues, that Buddha begging bowl and yellow robes and that kind of forms. Did not give the Buddha teachings. Buddha gave in the form of the Dharmakaya level that Buddha gave Dzogchen teachings. Dzogchen teachings. So how in the Dzogchen teaching says, Dzogchen teachings are presented through 3 lineages. And those lineages are known as mind-to-mind transmission lineage, symbolic transmission lineage, and oral transmission lineage. Dzogchen teaching or the 9th Nyingmapa teachings in 3 different levels, 3 different lineage systems, and Buddha transmitted these Dzogchen teachings. Now the first one is mind-to-mind transmission lineage. Through that, Buddha transmitted. And which form? Buddha transformed this teaching in the form of Buddha Samanthabhadra. Samanthabhadra is known as Buddhas can be divided into 3 Buddhas. Those are known as, many of you know, must be known, and you know that, and few of you don't know, those are known as Dharmakaya Buddha, Sambhokaya Buddha, and then Nirmakaya Buddhas. Now 3 Buddhas, those are three Buddhas. It's the same enlightened beings, but the Buddha appeared in 3 different forms, order to benefiting, order to transmitting the teachings. Now the Nyingmapa, according to Dzogchen or Maha-Adi teaching, that's what we're going to discuss, Dzogchen teaching or Maha-Adi teaching, this Nyingmapa teaching, according there, that level, these 3 Buddhas can be divided into 9 different Buddhas. How? This is known as Dharmakaya Buddha can be divided into 3 more Buddhas. And those are known as Dharmakaya Buddha of Dharmakaya, and the Dharmakaya Buddha of Sambhokaya, and the Dharmakaya Buddha of Nirmakayas. 3 Buddha divided even the Dharmakaya Buddha. Dharmakaya Buddha was divided into 3 different Buddhas. Now, who gave this Dzogchen teaching? Dzogchen teaching or the Maha-Adi teaching, I'm using those 3 terminologies. Maha-Adi teaching, Dzogchen teaching, Nyingmapa teaching, that teaching who is giving Dharmakaya Buddha of Dharmakaya. Dharmakaya Buddha of Dharmakaya Buddha gave these Dzogchen teachings. And where he gave these teachings? He gave the teachings not in this duality world of duality. He gave this teaching in the world that which is beyond the dualities, realm of beyond the dualities. Buddha gave these teachings. To whom he gave the teaching? He gave the teachings that those retinues, those who receive the teaching, they are also no other than the really Buddha Dharmakaya himself. They have similar realization. Similar understanding is known as ocean-like wisdom retinues. Ocean-like wisdom retinues of Buddhas. So teacher is Dharmakaya Buddha of Dharmakaya, and a place is a realm of the beyond the dualities. Retinue or receiver are ocean-like of the wisdom retinues, wisdom or assemblies. They have similar realizations. And how he transmitted mind-to-mind transmission lineage, without wording, without vocabulary, without symbolics, he transmitted this Buddha. And at what time? What time? Beyond the 3 times. Beyond the past, beyond the present, and beyond the future. Beyond the 3 times, Buddha transmitted this teaching. That teaching is the teaching of Dzogchen teaching. As Buddha transmitted that teaching through that as the mind-to-mind transmission lineages to these ocean-like wisdom retinues, in time beyond the 3 times. Then how the second stage started. Second stage is symbolic transmission lineages. Symbolic transmission lineage started with the Dharmakaya Buddha of Sambhokaya Buddhas. Dharmakaya Buddha of Sambhokaya Buddha. Still is the Dharmakaya state in general way, but within the Dharmakaya divided as 3. So Sambhokaya Buddha of Dharmakaya, such as the Buddha were the Dharas. They transmitted again similar realizations, such as retinues of the 5 Dhyana Buddhas. And ocean-like of the male and the female realization beings, peace and wrath of deity Buddhas appeared. They transmitted again beyond the world, but through just symbols. Symbols transmitted this teaching, including such a great master Garak Dorje, so forth. They receive these teachings. So transmitted. That's how this Dzogchen teaching started in a way, how that teaching came. Now, when this Dzogchen teaching came to this human world, that is around 28 years after Buddha Shakyamuni's Mahaparinirvana, then this teaching, Dzogchen teaching, appeared in this human world. And that is generally, Buddha Shakyamuni also told, before his Mahaparinirvana, he told this sacred teaching will come in the future when the time is ready. There is known as Bodhisattva Kundaranja. He rose up, when Buddha announced his Mahaparinirvana, he rose up from the audience or the group, a student, and, oh great teacher, you give a lot of teachings of the causal jnana teachings that to be practiced and meditated that, but when you are going to tell that teaching that you don't have to make big effort and reach enlightenment, so easy, when you give that sacred teachings. And Buddha said, yes, I did that, but that teaching that don't have to rely too much effort and hardship, easily get enlightenment, that teaching will come very soon after my Mahaparinirvana. As Buddha said that, then as I said, 28 years after Buddha Shakyamuni's Mahaparinirvana, then teaching started coming, all the sacred teachings. And particularly Dzogchen teaching also then came around that time. That time, who brought this Dzogchen teaching to the human world is known as the Buddha Shakyamuni in the form of Dharmakaya to give already that teaching. But who brought this teaching on the human world is known as the famous Dzogchen master Garab Dorje. Garab Dorje brought this Dzogchen teaching, this to human world. And Garab Dorje was born in West India, known as the Odiyanas. He was born as a very miraculous, beautiful birth, and when he was young, and then he was already in like emanation of Vajrasattva, but then he began to pursue so many teachings, and inborn wisdom shine, completely understand beautifully everything, and then he received the teaching entirely, Dzogchen teaching from Vajrasattva, Buddha Vajrasattva, and as well as Buddha Vajrapani and so forth. All Dzogchen teachings he received. So that is like all Dzogchen teaching came in that time. So around 28 years after the Buddha Shakyamuni's Mahaparinirvana, Garab Dorje, the master Garab Dorje, brought this Dzogchen teaching to this human world, and that is really his story of Dzogchen teaching, how it came to this world. And particularly this teaching, this time that I'm focused on this teaching. Teaching is then, among the Dzogchen teaching can be divided into 3 sections. Those are known as the mind sections Dzogchens, space sections Dzogchen teachings, and bit instruction sections of the Dzogchen teachings. So 3 different sections of Dzogchen teaching. This teaching is very much connected as mind sections of Dzogchen teaching. So that is what the brief kind of overview of the teaching. And now I go to the text itself. I think maybe you have already this is translated into English. Maybe you have that, but I will go on this text. And now I will go with the titles. And this text can be divided into three kind of principal groups. And the title, principal part of the teachings, and the concluding part of the teaching as colophons. So, and who wrote this teaching is then great Dzogchen master, and also known as Garab Dorje of Tibet, and the very famous Dzogchen master known as Longchenpa. Longchenpa was one of the great Dzogchen masters in the Dzogchen, or the history of the Dzogchens, or the Tibetan Buddhisms. And he was a Tibetan. He was born around the 13th century or 14th centuries, and his name was Longchenpa, and he was one of the great scholars too, intellectual scholars. He understood all the 5 different sciences in the Tibetan use studying. Those are known as science of mind, science of the healing, science of art, and science of language, science of logic, and the reasoning thing. So he really understood everything. He's master of all that. That. And he was also predicted by the Buddha Shakyamuni and Gorapema Sambhava as the greatest great master. Master, as is predicted, he was born in the central Tibet, as I said, around the 13th or 14th centuries. And then he became one of the great masters of Dzogchen, all times. And the Tibetans call every great master used to call him second Garab Dorje or Garab Dorje of Tibet. So this is his teachings. He instructed this Dzogchen teaching from the Dzogchen Tantras, and then this is what his teaching. So the title of this teaching is, what is it said? If I roughly translate it, the jewel shape of with instructions of the jewel shape that a king of a creation of a bodhicitta. That is the title of these teachings. Now, so we say that, what is this? In the Tibet, I read that Sangchab Sen means bodhicitta. Kumji Gyalpo is a king of all creation, all, maybe king of all, creating all. And Donti is a instruction, and the title is jewel shapes. And if we go a little bit kind of like roughly these meanings, if I go that, what means, say the Changchab Singh, what means that? Bodhicitta. Bodhicitta, I already mentioned, you know already that. But bodhicitta can be divided into two, known as relative truth bodhicitta and absolute truth bodhicitta. Relative bodhicitta, absolute bodhicitta. Relative bodhicitta is, as we've been discussing, loving kindness, the compassion. Compassion, kindness toward all sentient beings, and like to bring them joy, peace, happiness. For that very reason, I like to become the Buddha. I like to discover my own true nature so that I can benefit for all living beings. That is the principal meaning of the relative true bodhicitta. If we go little details of the bodhicitta, what this is, known as then can be divided into two. Wishing bodhicitta, actualizing bodhicitta. Wishing bodhicitta means intention. You develop the intention based upon love and kindness and compassion. Very beautiful compassion, unconditioned compassion developed. How you develop the black compassion, how you develop the what? You develop known as poor immeasurables. Many of you know that, poor immeasurable. Immeasurable of loving kindness, immeasurable of compassion, immeasurable of joy and rejoices, immeasurable equanimities. Develop that in heart, really strongly, immense, beautiful, profound, unconditional love for all living beings. Why is it immeasurable? Because our love and compassion, this bodhicitta is not just designated areas, partialities. We like to develop that all living beings. Living beings are immeasurable, cannot measure. According to Buddha's teaching, as far as space goes, that far living being existence. As far as many that living being existed, that much everyone has karma and emotions. As long as they have karma and emotions, that long they have challenge, difficulty, troubles. That much that we are going to develop the bodhicitta. Love, that much. Therefore said, immeasurable loves, loving kindness, immeasurable compassions, immeasurable joy and rejoices, immeasurable equanimities. When you have that sincerely in our heart and mind, and praying for that, wishing for that, what is known as wishing bodhicitta. Wishing bodhicitta. You really wish that to every living being. What actually means bodhicitta is a Sanskrit word, you know that. Bodhi means enlightenment. Citta means mind, or awareness, or our intelligence. The intelligence of the enlightenment. Awareness of enlightenment. Mind of enlightenment. That is the word, enlightenment. What is that mind of enlightenment? I've been discussing this. These four immeasurables are enlightenment. They're not just regular kind of ordinary things. When you have the true love in our heart, your heart in my heart, we have the enlightenment. Enlightenment is shining at that time. Enlightenment, the Buddhahood is shining When you have the true compassion in our heart and mind, enlightenment is shining. And we have the joy and the rejoice in our heart, the enlightenment glowing. When you have the great equanimities, enlightenment is shining and glowing and strong and pervasive in our heart. So it's not just regular, it's so special, but yet it's so simple. It's basic nature of yours and mine. It's nothing extraordinary that we have. It's our nature. We're touching, when we touch that, we're touching to our heart. We are touching to our home base. Sweet home, home, sweet home. True, that is what it is. That is, you're really exploring your goodness. When you have love and compassion and kindness for boundless, what emotions are we releasing? Unnecessary things. Anger, jealous, hatred, thought, ignorance, attachment. Those are by saying something really goodbye. Goodbye, we're really saying that. They are unnatural. They are troublemakers. They made trouble to us according to Buddha's teaching from the beginner's time until now. They continue making trouble. It will continue to make troubles. They are the very cause of our karmas, bad karmas. Karmas, we're removing that. Enlightenment is shining in our heart. Yet, again, as I said, yet is so simple. It's nothing kind of extraordinary that we don't have. We just touching to our best. It's our ordinary, our basic, our right, our goodness, our quality, our inherited treasure. Treasure that we're really touching to our that best. That is known as wishing bodhicitta. When we practice wishing bodhicitta, how we do? We put that in training. Training. Those training as known as in Tibetan, many of you know, those are known as tungli practices, exchanging practices. Those are wishing practices you're putting in action. Not just wishing that beautiful thought attitude, but something you're putting in action. That's known as training of the wishing bodhicitta. It's so special and it's so beautiful, so powerful, and also so healing. Healing. It will heal the emotion scars, negatives, obscurations, all the anxiety, past memories, all that. Really, it will heal. It brings completely rejuvenating ourselves, completely new levels of the beautiful qualities. Therefore, it is so special. It's our nature, your good qualities, your good nature. It's not something only Buddha has or some selected group has that. It's all living being has these qualities. So this is known as wishing bodhicitta. When you put that action more physically, that is known as actualizing bodhicitta. And I'm sure many of you know that, actualizing bodhicitta. Actualizing bodhicitta, how we put this? Actualizing bodhicitta, that wishing bodhicitta, you put that in actualizing. Put action. Action by the physical, verbally. This is verbally, physical. How? Through 6 paramatas. 6 paramatas. 6 paramatas, just such as generous paramata, morality paramata, and patient paramatas. Paramatas and joyful effort paramata, concentration and wisdom paramatas. Based upon wishing that poor boundless. Generous paramata is based upon poor boundless of this wishing bodhicitta, and morality is based upon the poor boundless, and passion is based on the poor boundless. Every 6 paramata is based upon the poor boundless, or again I'm using a different kind of term, poor boundless or the immeasurable. Immeasurable, poor immeasurable, based upon that. Then therefore is called actualizing bodhicitta. Actualizing bodhicitta, you perform according to your capabilities. Your capabilities, readiness of others. And do with the capability. But we do with the joy. Do with the courage and commitment. Do with the rejoicing joy. Joy. That is really about the relative bodhicittas. Now, absolute truth bodhicitta. What is absolute truth bodhicitta? Absolute truth bodhicitta is Dzogchen teaching, is absolute bodhicitta. This whole teaching, what we're going to explain or going through, is basically on the absolute bodhicitta. Absolute bodhicitta is similar as if we use the great emptiness, great panjaparamata practice, Dzogchen practices, Mahamudra practices, Madhyamaka practices, or Dzogchen practices. Those are known as absolute truth bodhicittas. Actualizing that realization without any grasping and clinging and focus, relax on the natural state exactly as it is, open, unimpeded, beyond all the consumption, the duality and the aspect, all free from state inconceivable, inexpressible, and unborn, unceasing as in the teaching said. Relaxing that natural state is known as absolute true bodhicitta, which is this concept. And then that is really about the bodhicitta. And the king of creations is the king of creations. King of creation is the synonym of the mind. Synonym of mind. Our mind is the creator of everything. Your mind is your creator of everything, every environment of you. My mind is the creator of all in my environments, everything. Everything. Perception, consumption, aggregates, everything, according to Buddha teaching. And there is what is called 5 aggregates. Form aggregate, feeling aggregate, perception, consumption, conscience, all that aggregates are created and reflected from our mind. Therefore, it is the mind is the creator of everything. And our happiness, our joy and peace, and our difficulty, challenge, the suffering, the sadness, all that is controlled and created and fabricated, maintained by the mind. Therefore, it is named as King of Creations. King of Creations. Nirvana is created by this, samsara is created by this. There is nothing else than that. Every environment is display of this mind. So therefore, this is called King of Creations. And then this is also known as very famous teaching of the Dzogchen teaching known as the Kubzi Gyalpo. So this Kubzi Gyalpo teaching is a King of Creation Tantra. From there, Great Master Longchenpa kind of took the essence, adopted, and this brought this. So it's the essence of that teachings. That. And then Tonti is a bit instruction. So Longchenpa is explaining step by step how to practice this meditation, practice. And that is like jewel ship, is a metaphor named. Because it's a jewel ship that will cross the ocean of the samsara or ocean of dualities. It will cross the duality, fabrication. Where we are crossing the duality ocean also is comfortable. As a jewel ship, it's just every facility, every luxury is called it. So it's not just hard ship we are crossing that ocean of the duality, but with the calm, comfortable, uplifting, encouragement, and fulfillment, advancing, rewarding each time. So it's really just like jewel, filled with all luxurious items, and which fulfilling jewel here that we are crossing that. So that is really title of this teaching. But title is very important in the Buddhism teaching. So the title will give the essence, meaning of the entire teaching. So therefore, we are in a way capturing the essence, meaning of the entirely this teaching. So that is really on that teaching. And now we go to the text is self. Self and so now, sorry. I just maybe need. Well, I have to prepare myself now. I think so. We do the preparations, then can't go far. So I think I should. Okay, now this teaching, how this teaching begins, begins with again the homage. This is a Longchenpa homage, and then he is promising, he's kind of announcing that I'm going to share you the essence and meaning of the famous Dzogchen Tantra, King of Creation, or Kumzijarpa Tantra teaching. So there's one verse is paying homage, and then second verse is explaining that I will tell you complete this meaning of the Dzogchen Tantra Kumzijarpa. So that is what it is. Paying homage to the Dharmakaya Buddha, the teacher, great teacher who taught this teaching. Dharmakaya Buddha, I said Dharmakaya Buddha of Dharmakaya. And that Buddha is what is known as Buddha Samana Buddhas. Samana Buddha. So pay homage to that great Buddha, these Buddhas. And that Buddha is what? It said, I just roughly read this, translated that. And pure from the beginning and peaceful and pervasive, uncompounded, is the union of the emptiness and great wisdoms, beyond of the existing and non-existing, pervasive. There is no partiality of the different directions, so such as four directions of and four cardinal directions, and pervasive without the changing and unchanging. Who is that? That is known as the original Buddha. Buddha, great king of creations. To you I pay homages. That is the really meaning of these homages. The next one is that his commitment, that is explaining that I will teach you or essence the meaning of this Longchenpa, again great master Longchenpa. And it said the essence of every phenomenon, essence of everything is your mind or my mind. Essence of everything is the nature of the mind. To discovering directly nature of the mind in the direct perception, when you discover the nature of the mind in the direct perceptions, there's nothing to go. When we say advancing the teaching, advancing the stages, there's really nothing to advance. Then except abiding and perceiving, relaxing on that nature of the mind as you proceed directly. It is, again, it is enlightened nature. Buddha is right with you. When you discover this nature of the mind beyond any publications, perceiving exactly as it is, that is Buddha. That means that is Buddha of is embodiment of loving kindness and compassion, wisdom, free from any duality fabrications. You're perceiving that. That Buddha is right with you and right with everyone. When you see that nature of the mind, that is Buddha. That Buddha, that nature of the mind, as everything is completed, says that all the richness qualities. When we talk about the Buddha, what we say? The Buddha is a total enlightenment. Buddha has this power, that realization, this and that. That all is right with you when you discover the nature of the mind. It's not coming from outside, newly kind of joined with your nature or the enlightenment. It's right here, right with you. That one teaching that tells it exactly as it is, that is the highest teachings. That's the highest teaching. That teaching is known as King of Creation or Kumzijarpa Tantras. Tantra, that teaching I will hear. Longchenpa said that I will bring that as like just you can follow easily one after another to the purpose of those people who interested, like to discover their own nature. For that reason, I will tell for them how to do that. So that is what Longchenpa said that I will tell. I will finish these teachings. So that is known as like paying homage and then reactivating his commitment to bring essence of these teachings. Now, then how these teachings are started? That there is this Buddha Shakyamuni. Buddha, for example, Buddha Shakyamuni is total enlightened beings, full of kindness and compassion for all living beings without any exceptions. And also same time he is so kind and considerable and full of skillful means, and kindness and compassion, skillful means, and thoughtful and very concerning of everyone's their readiness and their capabilities or how they can do it. And because of that, Buddha gave varieties of teachings. As I said, 9 yana teachings. All those different 9 yana teachings, including Ati Yoga or 9 yana teaching, these teachings. He gave this teaching according to those individuals' capabilities. He gave the teachings. But the highest teaching is these Dzogchen teachings. All other teachings that you compare with the Dzogchen teaching or this 9 dhyana teaching, all other teachings still not completed. Not completed because so the Buddha gave the according to the readiness, the capabilities of the individuals and their readiness, so it's not really panel completed. Give the teaching. So therefore, what many great masters used to say, all the teachings are lined up exact as a staircase. Staircase has, for example, 9 staircases. 9 staircases, everything is connected. The first staircase is so important to the second staircase. Second and first is so important to the third staircase. Third staircase is so important, and fourth and fifth. But this third and fourth staircase are not reaching to the second floor. It won't reach to the second floor, but yet it is so important. Without that, it won't go up. That is so important, yet is not important. So therefore, this at the yana teaching is like at the staircase, but it's not still complete that they will reach to the second floor. For example, that I'm using the examples. The 9th staircase, we have that, then you will easily reach to the second floor. Similar, this 9 yana teaching, the Ati Yoga teaching, this teaching is a direct teaching to true nature of your own nature qualities, how to perceive that, how to discover that nature without any kind of like detours or without any kind of like different ways. It's directly teaching that. For that reason, in the King of Creation, that Tantra kind of glorifying the importance of these teachings, 9 dhyana or the Dzogchen teaching says. And here what this in the teaching said. All those different teachings are taught by the 3 different Buddhas, but yet they are still kind of like interpretable meaning teachings that still can interpret it. That. So it's not really the final teachings. But this teaching, the 9 yana teaching, is the ultimate teaching, direct teaching, most simplest teaching, and for easy teaching, it just has nothing to be really kind of like covered anything. It's just a direct, fresh, negative teaching. Negative teaching, for that reason, this is the highest teaching. So that is really of this how the teaching is so important. This teaching is. And then there's like a lot of this similar statement goes on here, so I won't go this because it just will take more time. But that is the essence of these teachings. Excuse me, what is the time now? 8:48? Oh, 8:48. Maybe then I will stop here. Okay, then I will do continually tomorrow, so I will stop because 8:48, maybe I talk a little bit, yeah? Maybe. 8:48. 8:48. Okay. So therefore, this teaching, the 9th dhyana teaching is the ultimate teachings. Teachings, I have said so many times. All the other teachings are that at 9 yana teaching, at dhyana teachings, still I say the interpretable. Interpretable means what? still it has some other meanings. Is it not completely final? That is, the ninth is the final. There's nothing to interpret it. It's a direct teachings. Therefore, it is ultimate teaching. Teachings. And now, so therefore, that is really about how teaching is so precious. There's a teacher who gives this teaching is the Dharmakaya Buddha of Dharmakaya Buddhas. Within the Dharmakaya Buddha is a concept, three Buddhas: Dharmakaya, Sambhokaya, Nyingmapa. Dharmakaya Buddha is considering the absolute Buddhas. This absolute Buddha is divided into three Buddhas. As I said, Dharmakaya of Dharmakaya, Dharmakaya of Sambhokaya, Dharmakaya of Nyingmapa. So among three Buddhas, this teaching is taught by Dharmakaya Buddha of Dharmakaya. The teacher is the absolute original, the original teacher. Teaching is the ultimate teacher. Teaching because it tells exactly the nature of the mind. Exactly as it is. And nature of the mind, as Longchenpa mentioned, I said, is already enlightened. Your nature of the mind, my nature of the mind, everyone's nature of the mind is total enlightened beings. Total enlightened beings. Why then is we are not enlightened? That is then in the teaching said, because of the dualities. Duality is blocking of our nature. Duality is like, if I use example, as like cataracts. Cataracts. The cataracts is blocking the view of the realities. And the duality is what? Therefore, it's called the obscurations. It's blockage, obscurations. It's when it's not connected with nature. It's like cloud is in the sky. And when the cloud is in the sky, overcasted sky, what it does? It blocks the brilliant the color of the blue sky, and the sun and the moon and the stars. But cloud is not nature of the sky. Cloud is temporarily arises circumstance. Through the circumstance, it's arised. It arises. It is not permanent. It's going to finish. You can change. Similarly, duality is not nature. It's temporary. It's created. It's fabricated. For that reason, in Buddha teaching, what said? Delusions. It's diluted. Delusion created. This came like by this delusion. It is here now. It's blocking that nature, but it's something that we can remove. We can change. We can remove. When it's removed, that nature of the mind, your mind, my mind, everyone is totally enlightened. And enlightened exactly the same as Buddha Shakyamuni, Gorapema Sambhava, Great Master Longchenpa, Garab Dorje, all the Samanabhadras, whatever example you use, male Buddha, female Buddha, exactly the same. Same. That technique, how to do this practice, how to reveal that nature and remove that duality, that cataract duality, that tells by this teaching how to do that. Teaching. That is what this teaching is. This is very special, is important, it is best, this is ultimate, this is direct teaching. That is what I explained. Now that is really meaning of this, how important is with teachings that. Now, in order to talk this teaching, then Longchenpa again made three highlighted. What are those three highlighted? The teacher, one who is going to talk this teaching, the student, one who is going to receive this teaching, and how they should then, after that, how they should practice it. So that means going to talk about the teacher. What qualification of the teacher should be, what audience or the practitioner, how they should be have really prepared themselves to be to handling these teachings, and then when they are both kind of quite good, how they should practice now. That is the great Master Longchenpa is going to lay out exactly as it is. And first is going to tell about the teachers. Teachers should be this way. One who understanding the meaning of the Buddhism and non-Buddhisms, kind of clearly understand it. And within the Buddhism, also understanding some degree of all those 8 yanas teachings. See the distinctions between each yanas, this and what and this and that, and why this Dzogchen teaching is so special. So kind of see that also quite clearly, understand that. And knowledge level, so that means, as I said earlier in the Buddhism, said 3 wisdoms. Wisdom that comes from the studying, wisdom that comes from contemplations, wisdom that comes from the meditation and practices. So teacher, one who should have those 3 wisdoms. Studied wisdom, contemplation wisdom, and meditated and practice wisdoms. In according wisdom levels. And then, same time, teacher, one is also kind and compassion. Kindness and compassion fill the heart with love and compassion, or simply bodhicitta, as we discussed, related to the bodhicitta and absolute truth of bodhicitta. And a gentle, peaceful, humble, and simple. Simple, and what the teacher talking is also practicing. That teacher is practicing that teaching, not just a talker, lecturer, but also the practitioner, the one who practices that teaching that. And particularly we have the understanding of the meaning of the Dzogchen teachings. Dzogchen teaching in the practice and realize it, and in lineage instructions or lineage blessings. This is Dzogchen teaching, as the Longchenpa is explaining later here too. This teaching is the lineage teachings. Teaching that is not just developed overnight or a few years ago, but this is a long-lasting running, like Mississippi River, from the ancient time of the origin time, without broken, without diluted, and preserved exactly as it started at the time of the God of Dorje to this human world, maintained and preserved, they are full of love and joy and devotion and courage and commitment, keep it close to their heart, as their breathings, really preserved, honored with that, and preserve it, actualize that realization, and share to the next, and that's how the teaching continued. As we said, Buddha Shakyamuni came to this world 2,600 years ago, but teaching is continued. And that means all the practice, they kept it, preserved it, exactly flavor, quality, power, nutritious, or the meaning, essence, really they kept until now, kept. And how they kept? Not with anger, not with jealous, not with violence, not with the kind of I'm better than you, your words, I'm great, this and that ways, but humble, simple, kindness, compassion, joy, and appreciation, and devotions, and with treasures, and practice, mature themselves, glow themselves, and help to them glow others. It's kind of like running like Olympic torch. Light continued one after another. It brightly lightened up there with joy and fulfillment, and pass to next stages. And continually they fulfill their ending and pass to the next. This is the lineage teaching. So therefore have the lineage blessings, all that in making it that. And also so that. And then also when teacher teaches to that, also with kind of meaning, explaining that nice and beautiful according with their understandable meaning, with explaining that, and kind of understanding, and then also not kind of like caught by the worldly affairs, worldly fame, reputation, greedy, this and that things, kind of concerning with the world things, and greedy and obsessed with all the world material things, kind of like that. That is not the teacher. Teacher here said those who are kind of with more simple and more lined up, exactly like Buddha Shakyamuni. Even not exactly that, but as much as Buddha Shakyamuni, all those great arhatas, those masters, that. Those are known as who had those qualities are known as qualified teachers. So those are the qualification of the teachers. And then teach it. A student who also has a similar thought, full of them. The student also has students are honest, also very kind of compassionate, kindness. They like to explore their meaning of lives, and lives also like to help to the other beings. Also some courage and commitment, confidence, teaching that is not just a kind of like asset received and neglected, that some degree they're going to honor and appreciate. It really put that some degree on their practices, or some degree of their effort to put that. And with full of joy and devotion, courage and kindness, also bodhicitta, as we discussed it, that related to bodhicitta, some degree of kindness, compare thought, and also have kind of also joy and a lot of courage and confidence to the practices. Those are known as qualification, the teachers, the students. And then this is teachings. So those are known as qualified teacher and qualified students, and they are also what in the teaching said here. That said, who has also devotion and who keep also samaya, or the kind of conduct level also really beautiful, great joyful effort and great compassion, and also rejoice, and some degree of also not too much kind of attached to all the material things, more material things, and less arrogance, more respect to the teacher and to the sangha member, friends, and always kind of honor the teachings, and have some commitment to do practices, and those are really essential, like as here, say the qualification of the students. So that is what really about the qualification of the teacher and the qualification of the student. And now I'm going to stop here. If you have some questions, I'm happy to discuss it for a few minutes. And then otherwise, we do short meditation and dedicate the merit. Anyone? Yes, please.
So when you were talking about the
Stairs.
the staircases, other practices, were you saying within Mahayana, that within the Mahayana tradition, will get you like up there, but not to the second floor? Is that what you and so hang on, I got the word somewhere. So the stairs, so then, can you say the word, I've read this word before, and it's a difficult word for me,
What?
Yeah, exactly.
What?
The 8th yana won't get you all the way, but the 9th yana will.
Is it 9th yana or 9th? Are you saying 9th yana?
Yes, I'm saying 9 yana. Number 9. Number 9, sorry.
Yana?
Yana, I'm sorry. Yana is a Sanskrit word. Yana means vehicle. 9th level vehicle. It's vehicle.
Okay,
Okay, so then what do you say, Mahayana?
say again.
You said something about Mahayana?
Ninth yana. This is the old tradition, right?
Which one?
The Dzogchen is the old.
Dzogchen is, of course, all the teaching is the same time from the Buddha's time, so it's definitely old in that level.
Okay.
And the Dzogchen is, of course, the old teaching. In Dzogchen teaching said it's not just Dzogchen teaching is only came in this human world in the 2,600 years ago, but Dzogchen teaching is happening in the celestial realms all the time.
Okay, so when you say ninth yana, the first thing, is that compared to something, there's a lot of grounds and paths and things. Is that aligned with those?
Ground and path?
Are we talking about that?
Yeah, this definitely ground and this definitely Dzogchen is also has ground and path.
But is that
But Dzogchen, yes, what's he?
Is that relevant
To the Dzogchen.
jnana?
Yeah, it is relevant. But it is Dzogchen level, ground yana is the same thing as like other yanas, but Dzogchen is so fast. So fast. So fast, so fast. F-A-S-T, I think. So fast. F-A-S-T, no? Fast. No? Dzogchen is so fast. Dzogchen is so fast. As we take examples. If we're going to walk from here to the East Coast, if we're going to go to the East Coast, there is how many different methods? Walking, and it still will go. You will reach to the East Coast. Then there is riding horse, and you will get East Coast. Then there is this what's called this train, of course. Or you will reach too, and the motor car will reach, and then you will go by what? Go by with the aeroplane. You will get, and if you go by private aeroplane, maybe faster. I don't know. I don't know. And then if you go to the Concorde, you will go, and of course it's not existing now. If you go space shuttle. No, I think it will take short. Maybe in the future we'll develop, you can go through fax machine, fax. In the future. I'm talking future state, in just one incident. Or you will be, what called, I mean, we will be, not just you, we will be scanned through the scan. Boom. And that is like Dzogchen. Even though it went all that, I mean, it just went. All this distance, it went through from Portland to Idaho, and then Wyoming, Colorado, and whatever, and then the Middle East, and then it's reached. But it went so fast. It's just so you really don't have to count so many of those paths in the ground. That is like Dzogchen, so instant. Say that again. No, say that again. I couldn't hear. No, please tell.
I think I understand to have been told that in Vajrayana Tantrayana, they say that, of course, you want to understand or experience the Dharmakaya, but that the big thing, big realization, is actually the Sambhogakaya, because of the symbolism, that's where the communication happens.
Who said that? Buddha Shakyamuni said?
So they say.
They say who they are? No, is.
I'm trying to remember.
No, this, I think so. I mean, I never heard that. I'm not just joking.
I'm pretty sure I heard this at the college in town, okay?
No, I never heard that. I don't think it's true. When you reach Dharmakaya status, you reach Dharmakaya, when you reach Dharmakaya, what's called in general Buddhist terminology, there is called two kayas. Two kayas, you heard, right? Two kayas, two rupakayas. Dharmakaya and rupakayas, two kayas. And what is rupakaya? When you achieve the Dharmakaya, then you instantly achieve the rupakayas. And the rupakaya is what? Sambhogakaya and Nirmakayas. And that in order to achieve that realization, what do you do during the general Buddhist terminal or in Dzogchen too? And you do two accumulation merit. Two merits. Wisdom merit and accumulation merits. And by the power of of course they are all connected, it's not really completely different from each other. By the power of the merit, wisdom merit, you achieve the Dharmakaya, and the power of the accumulation merit, you achieve the Rupakaya. Without accumulating completely to accumulation, you will not going to achieve the enlightenment in general in the Buddha's teaching. And so therefore, the order to reach the Dharma Rupa Sambhokaya, you already reach the Dharmakaya. For that reason, great master, future Buddha Maitreya, he gave the teaching known as 5 treatises. 5 treatises, one of the treatises known as the Panjaparamata treatise, the ornament of the Panjaparamata. Their teaching, what the Maitreya says, when you reach the Dharmakaya status without moving or without moving from the Dharmakaya status, you emanate instantly to kayas, such as Rupakaya and the Nirmakaya. Without moving the Rupakaya, Sambhokaya, you again emanated this Nirmakaya, and the Nirmakaya level, you performed 12 principal deeds, such as Buddha Shakyamuni performed. So Buddha Shakyamuni, according Mahayana, according Vajrayana, when Buddha Shakyamuni reached Buddha Gaya, when Buddha Shakyamuni was born in India, that time already he is enlightened. And this is the Nirmakaya Buddhas. Nirmakaya. So therefore, I never heard any Buddhism teaching that you're reaching the Dharma Sambhokaya-hood and not Dharmakaya-hood, and that is really, wrong information.
You do experience a Dharmakaya, but that the important part is that is of the Sambhogakaya. And if, I think this might be tied to, I mean, you've heard this, I'm sure, I don't know, that there's a concern about reaching direct perception too soon, such that you haven't accumulated enough merit, because I've heard it said that if you reach direct perception, you will not have...
So that means if you reach very fast to New York, you're not reach. You got a New York, for example, East Coast very fast. You didn't get enough. You didn't went through. You're not. You didn't got New York. I'm using East Coast. East Coast. If you got fast to East Coast, you not got East Coast because it didn't go too long enough.
Because you didn't have time to gather merit.
To get married, that means if you get a Dharmakaya, if you got a Sambhokaya, that means you already got the merit.
Okay, so you
Without merit, as like blink of an eye, you actualize it. Therefore, in the Dzogchen teaching, it said very highly capability practitioners.
So it's not like you will have less compassion.
No, the Dzogchen teaching, the Dzogchen practitioner, full of compassion, when the sign of the realization is measured by the compassions.
So what is the thing about something about the capability?
What?
I thought you said something on the first about that each of us would achieve. We are already enlightened.
What?
That we are in fact already enlightened.
Yeah.
Okay, we're like enlightened nature, and that each will realize to a degree of their own capability. Is that right?
That's true.
To a degree of their own capability. Are there some that are more enlightened than others then, or?
Yeah, that's true.
So some are unsurpassed and some are not?
Yeah, some are very, some are that measured, why enlightened, not enlightened, is measured how much obscuration, the duality you removed. Some are really very much, really good removed, they are very close to the enlightened. Some are not removed the duality, then still they are heavy in the samsara. It's not measured by the nature of the mind, but it's measured by the duality, delusion, how much you.
So if you became enlightened, you can become enlightened but still and realize enlightenment. Are you saying?
What? Say that again?
Question. Are you saying that you can become realized of your enlightenment, direct perception, but still carry a duality that obscures your enlightenment more than other enlightenments?
I didn't understand. But I'm saying everyone has the same nature, the enlightened. According to Dzogchen level, I mean, it's already enlightened. You are enlightened. But duality is blocked.
What-
Yes.
I get it. It's there for everybody until you remove it and you see your own enlightenment.
Yeah, until you remove it, you will see. According to the cloud in the sky, if it's very heavy cloud, sunlight really become, here daylight become very dark. But if some kind of clothes lighten up, according to that, sunlight began to shine. According to that, so that is just a similar examples. When your duality as much as removed, the enlightenment shine. What is enlightenment? Enlightenment is wisdom, enlightenment is compassion, enlightenment is loving kind. That is shining. You become more kindness, more compassion, more intelligence, more common sense, more intelligence, more smart. That is enlightenment. Okay, thank you, okay, everyone. Thank you. I hope you understand all these profound discussions. We do short meditation and then dedicate the marriage again.